So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut this into about a 2 or 3 ounce steak.
Wow, it's a big piece.
It is. And you notice my knife is very sharp.
That's a nice knife.
Got 2 pieces here. Those are pretty thick pieces.
Yes, sir.
Now, what do we want to do? We want to get a good hot skillet. I mean a good hot skillet. I'm going to put some sea salt.
Yum.
And you know what this is?
Your favorite?
Some big old chunks of cherry pepper. I'm going to season those well. I'm going to turn my heat up. A lot of times when you want to get a good sear on something, you really want to get that skillet hot.
Yeah.
You need to get it, sear it, get it done, pop it in the oven. Use some grapeseed oil. Let's go ahead and turn those over, if you will, Mrs. Farmer. I'm going to season both sides of those. So venison, if you do it right, you can make you a fancy smancy dish. Now, a lot of people still have plenty of their venison left because, you know, not too long ago it was deer season.
All right. That's a good looking cut
Isn't
of meat.
that a good looking piece of meat?
That looks
Look how
really
dark
good. Nice and
it
red.
is. We know where it came from. We know what's not in it. So I got my oil good and hot. I want to really sear these.
That sounds good.
I want this to really sizzle. I'm going to get this nice and brown.
I smell that already.
So I'm going to go ahead and get my oven. Let's go ahead and heat that up to, I'm going to do like just warm it first, but then in a little while I'm going to bring that temperature up to 400 degrees right before we bring it back out. Come in with some butter.
Yum.
All right, now we know that that's still very rare in the middle. We're going to pop that in the oven.
All right.
Now most of these port wine cherry reductions I know had some thyme and rosemary in them. When you taste a really good prime rib, you notice the thyme?
Yeah,
hits it right there. Now I am not going to go conventional with this. I'm going to use a little this, that, and the other on this. A half a teaspoon of thyme in it and even less rosemary. I would say that's good.
Is that enough?
All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a cherry port wine reduction. Now, a lot of you have had this maybe on pork or a really good venison recipe. Remember what they call that if you just tie them together?
What?
A bouquet garni.
Okay, you say it better than me.
So we're going to get a pan going here. Now, we're going to go ahead and put some 1.5 cups in here.
What is that?
That's a tawny port wine.
Okay.
Smell that. Now imagine that.
It smells good.
Imagine that with some cherries.
Yeah.
Now normally, if we had a bunch of time, I could pitch some cherries and put those in there. I don't have that kind of time, so I'm going to use some already soft, canned, sweet,
Good idea.
black cherry.
Good idea.
Need a spoon. So if that's 1.5 cups of port wine, I'm going to put in about 3/4 cup
Oh, the cherries.
of cherries and let them get rolling. Then I'm going to let. This is a reduction, so I'm going to let. I don't know. 1/4 of that burn off, reduce down. Oh. And one thing I'm going to add for just a little depth in here, I'm going to put just a little bit
Of your currant
of my
jelly.
red currant jelly for a little extra added sweet. Because as you know, red currant jelly sure does go with venison.
Makes everything good.
And to give this just a little bit of base, I'm going to put some better than bouillon, just a little bit in there.
It's kind of like your other sauce, but more of a cherry.
It's kind of like that, but we got the cherry thing going here. And the port wine. Now, I'll tell you what I'm going to do too, just for a little added sweet. I'm going to put some of that.
Oh yeah, the
that
juice.
Oh, that's going to be good. All right, we're going to let that go. Now, while we're letting that go, I think what we'll do, Mrs. Farmer, is we'll get our spinach going. The thing is, all this has got to come together fairly quickly.
Okay.
And if you'll cut me with the big white knife 4 wonderful pieces of that bacon.
Of the bacon? I can do it.
Okay, Ms. Farmer, here's the spinach.
All right.
The bacon is cut. Oh, I'm wondering what's going on with the baby right now.
I don't know.
We're supposed to be updated here.
He's going to keep us
We
posted.
got to get out of here. I'm so excited. Remember your dad used to sing One Little, Two Little, Three
I know.
It was so sweet. Okay, out of the bag we've got our spinach and we've got our garlic.
Wow,
Pull
that's
one of
good
those
looking
out.
garlic.
Oh, yeah. Take one of these and chop that up real fine. I'm going to go ahead and get the garlic going.
All right. You just want it real tiny?
Yep. That knife sharp. All right, so we got a lot of things going on here. All right, we got a boil going over here. We're gonna reduce that down. We're getting our heat going over here. We're gonna pop that garlic in. I don't wanna get this too hot. I don't wanna burn my garlic. And if you will, cut me up just a little bit of onion.
All right.
Small rings. Okay, so let's take a piece of our bacon.
Do you want this cut in half?
Pop in here, yes please. All right, our bacon is going. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make way. for my garlic and onions.
Ready for the garlic?
Pop those in right over
will.
here. We can save time and get to the hospital.
That's right.
If you want to, you can go ahead and put those
Put the onions right beside
onions
it.
right beside it.
Right. On top or just off to the side here?
Oh, in here.
Right.
So I'm getting all fancy schmancy with my venison tonight.
You are.
And you know what? This is not difficult. But this is something you would get in a restaurant in New York
yeah.
for big bucks. You know what I noticed too when we're at some of the fish markets on the West Coast, when we're up in Washington State, and even on the East Coast, when you go to the fish market, when you see striped bass or rock bass as they call it, what we catch here, that is some of the most prized fish. So many people say, you can't eat that meat, it's strong, and so on and so forth. If that's fixed properly, don't tell me that's not some of the best meat in the world, best fish in the world. And we're about to take another striper trip. Don't you think it's about time to
I think it is time.
do some more fish recipes? Bacon's come along. We're getting a lot of that wonderful bacon grease in there. And again, if you didn't see our show last week, we showed you how to cure, I won't say cure, but get a bacon ready in 3 days.
Right.
Ready to eat. Now we're not storing it for 7,000 years. We're not trying to get a shelf life. We made it for about a week's worth of bacon. We shared it with Kelly and Darren. They had some. We ate a lot of bacon.
Yes, you did.
Because we knew where it came from, and
That's
it's
right.
really good.
You had a lot of bacon.
And you saw that little bacon we had. We'll have that done by the end of the week. So there's not a storage issue.
Right.
And the thing about the pink salts, that was to keep their shelf life for a long time. We don't have to do that with bacon. We can turn it right around and eat it. And we did another one, and we put it in the freezer.
That's right.
All right, that has reduced nicely. Now I'm going to take your special little gift.
What do you call
rosemary
that?
and
Bouquet?
thyme. Well, if it was tied together, it'd be a bouquet garni.
Okay.
And I suppose it's pretty much the same thing. I just don't want parts and pieces in it.
Yeah.
Now we're going to really crank that up and reduce it down some more. See, we're all trying to come together here at about the same time. Now, what have I done to add to my spinach that you like and I like? I like a little texture in there. So we have got some water chestnuts.
I love water chestnuts.
We're going to put that in our spinach,
Are you wanting those yet?
if you don't mind, and you can cut those up.
Cut them up a little smaller?
They're probably like quarters.
All right.
Long ways, boom, 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 boom. Just probably about half of them.
Okay.
So in our spinach, we're going to have bacon, onions, garlic, and water chestnuts.
Yummy.
Once this reduces by half, we're going to pull the bag,
Okay.
finish that with butter.
Oh, yummy.
You know what I'm
I
talking
can't wait.
about. I would watch Raul. So fascinating. You know, I've never been around a real chef before, and he's always sticking his finger in it. And he pulls stuff out of his pocket, and I didn't know what he was pulling out of his pocket. Sugar and salt. He had sugar on one side and salt on the other. He could take it back and forth till he got it just like he wanted it.
Well, it must be something, because my grandmother must have done that, because my mom does that. She has her own little sugar. So
Yep.
that was something they do.
Yep.
They just keep it in their pocket, huh?
Yep, and he would make sure that just was exactly where he wanted it. At this point, we're coming together.
Yay.
I'm gonna have you cut that bacon up, Mrs. Farmer.
Alrighty? Just a little, how big of pieces?
Just small little pieces.
All right.
If you'll pop the water chestnuts in here,
Okay.
and then pop the spinach in. Oh, we got something special going on here.
This is some of the best looking spinach I've seen.
You know what, Nikki? I
delicious.
think that's probably plenty.
That's good. All right.
So let's come back with our bacon.
All right. Let me cut that up for you.
All right, let's put our bacon in
Bouillon.
and mix that up.
Take a little taste. That bacon's like candy.
And once this wilts just a little bit more, let's put the separate pan, pop this out, and start the mushrooms.
Okay.
This is all coming together. Okay, let's take some mushrooms, Mrs. Farmer.
All right.
And let's cut them up all nice and pretty. All right, we're going to come back with this already warm pan
With more yummy butter.
with more yummy butter.
This is smelling so good.
I'm telling you,
I can't hardly wait.
if you cut me some more rings like you did earlier.
I will.
on
How
that,
many
and
you
cut
need?
them in half. Probably 2 slices on that.
Okay.
And then I'm going to give you another one of those garlics.
Alrighty.
All right, Miss, we're going to strap our onions and our garlic.
Alrighty.
Beautiful, wonderful.
Yummy.
Now, while
There
I'm
they are.
sitting here thinking about it, you see that spinach over there? That's the one
I do.
That's the one thing we didn't add. We're going to add just a little bit of red wine vinegar.
Oh, yummy.
You know what I'm talking about?
I can't wait.
I'm gonna keep this on a fairly low temperature. I don't want my garlic to burn. I don't want my butter to burn. There's no reason to get in any hurry on this.
Right?
It's not like there's a baby being born or anything.
No.
All right, so Mrs. Farmer, what do we got laying over here? We got some thyme.
Mm-hmm.
If you will, just right over top of this, strip me off,
Just strip a little off right on top.
say 3 or 4. Just a little bit more.
Right?
A little bit more butter.
Your favorite ingredient?
A little bit of pepper. I'm gonna finish this now.
Yum.
With butter.
That doesn't make it good.
I'm coming back in here. Just a little bit of dry sherry. Get fire extinguisher.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
It's doing good.
Just a little bit. Don't
Yum.
need a lot. Just enough for taste.
All right, I feel like you're making me this fancy dinner. You didn't have to take me out. I like this. We're having a fancy dinner at the house. I love it.
You want to know the reality of this? Where could you go around here and get venison
Nowhere.
like this?
Nowhere.
I don't know where you could, to tell you the truth. But you know what? You can do this in your own home. Now,
I can't wait to
you
eat
don't
it.
like venison? You don't have venison? Beef?
Yeah, do a tenderloin.
This you can do a beef tenderloin.
Yeah.
This will be just good. Maybe better if you like that sort of thing. We do. This is coming
Yeah.
together nicely. We're getting very close. When this reduces down just a little bit more, let me do the. Raul used to stick his finger in it.
I might need to taste that too. Can I? Let me see if I like it. Oh wow! I could just eat that. Oh, that's good. Oh wow!
All right, Mrs. Farmer, look at this.
Can we
Look at
eat?
this.
Can we eat?
We're getting close. I tell you what. Let's do here. Let's crank that up to about 400 real quick.
Okay.
Make sure you get some of our reduction in there.
Oh yum! Can I try it?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, wait a minute. What would happen, Mrs. Farmer? For mushrooms, actually got some of that.
That's amazing. I gotta have some spinach too. You starved me all day.